2021 Town Board meeting to order. Pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Dolly, if you could do roll, please.
Supervisor Flaherty.
Here.
Councilwoman Cataldi.
Present.
Councilman Abbott.
Here.
Councilman Cahill.
Here.
Councilman Dean.
Here.
Town Attorney Genesi.
Present.
Okay, well, for all of the people at home that are looking at the agenda, maybe they saw in the paper, whatever, we got an ad on tonight. Chief Rieger, I don't suppose you could come up to the hot seat for a second for us, could you? And I'm sure most everybody knows now, from last month's announcement, that Joe announced his retirement from the force last month. And Joe, 32 years? Yes, sir. So you were a police officer when you were 7?
No.
Okay,
6.
that's good. But actually, in all seriousness, Chief's last day with the town is Monday, January 11th. I just met you a year ago, so, and it's been great working with you. And I can only imagine for all the people here who have worked with Joe for 10, 20 plus years. I've been joking with Joe that COVID is making it very tough for us to do a retirement party. But when the world does open back up, and I'm serious about this, and I think it might be more than just you in this retirement party, the town is going to have some semblance of a retirement party for the last year's worth of people in the town that retired and kind of got gypped out of that. So you'll have to share the stage with other people, and I'm not sure when it's going to be. I guess we'll know when we can stop wearing masks and not be 6 feet apart. But Joe, certainly if you have any words, please.
I just want to thank the town board for its support through the years, especially as I've been the chief the past 6 years, in the community. Without the community support, the cookies and cards and thank you letters to myself and the officers mean a lot. And I leave the town. I'm going to another private sector position in law enforcement, so I'm not leaving law enforcement. Once you have it in your bones and your passions, it's something I'm not leaving. So I'll have another chapter starting next week in law enforcement. But I leave the department, with 6 years. We've got a lot of great officers I've hired. My team have hired a good portion of the officers that we have now. We've got good sergeants, lieutenants, school resource officers, and I'm leaving the department in a really good place, and I feel confident handing the hat over to the next group that'll run this police department. So I leave it in a really good spot with a lot of great people.
Well, we give you a lot of thanks, Joe, and work with you for years and have the utmost respect for you. Whenever there was an issue, I'd give you a call, immediate call back, and myself and the town board and the residents of this community have a deep gratitude and respect for the police department of Webster that you have built and your team have built. So tremendous thanks to you, sir.
Thank you.
Joe, I also want to say thank you for all of your hard work and your dedication and your excellent leadership. They say it starts at the top, and I think that you've done a great job in the 6 years. I can't believe it's been 6 years. It seems like maybe yesterday. Time has gone so quickly. So I just want to thank you for all of your work, all of your dedication. I'm so very happy for you, as I told you in the past, but I'm so very sad for us to be losing you as chief. But I know we're not losing you. You'll still be around. I don't know who my date is going to be for nightlights next year when we go down to Golisano Children's Hospital. But thank you again. Thank you so much. And thank your family, because they've made sacrifices for your career as well.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joe. I think first and foremost, one of the things that's most important about a leader is that he leaves a place better than when he found it. And I think you've done that. Congratulations. I wish you well in your new position and look forward to bouncing into you occasionally, but job well done.
Joe, it's hard to top it. I mean, they all said it all, and it gets to me. There's not much more I can say.
Thank you.
Good luck on your new job, and the town is in great shape from your leadership, so.
And I got to say that Chief has been working with Barry and myself and Lieutenant Fosdick and a group of us on the process of trying to find a successor, tough shoes to follow. And I found it interesting, Barry, you know, at the last meeting when we got some results of some surveys of, you know, what people wanted in a police chief. And number one, with a bullet, no pun intended, by far, was honesty and integrity. And I gotta believe that's because that's what they've experienced the last 6 years. And boy, I'll tell you, as a leader, as you start with honesty and integrity, you can have other faults, but you got a solid foundation, and I think you have that in spades, and can't thank you enough.
Thank you.
So, Joe, okay, and I guess we'll.
Go back to work, Joe.
You have decided that that Lieutenant Brad Fosdick will be the interim chief as of Tuesday, January 12th.
Yes, yes, he
Okay.
will. So, good choice for acting chief, and he'll do a really great job continuing on the police department until a successor is located and found for the position. So, yes.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joe.
All righty. We have the two sets of minutes to be considered for approval. I know I've looked through them, and I would make a motion to approve the December 10th workshop town board meeting minutes.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi?
Aye.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
I would move that we approve the December 17th, 2020 minutes is submitted.
Second.
Councilwoman Cataldi?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye. And we killed two birds with one stone today. I think Councilman Abbott was in looking at the POs and bills.
I was in, I looked at all of them, and I suggest that we approve them as submitted by the Director of Finance.
Second.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi?
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye. And by the way, what I meant by two birds with one stone, Bill came in to do those, and then we also, as liaison to the assessor's office, we had a meeting with the assessor, Bill and I, so. And we got you out of here in 1 hour, all totaled, right? Not bad. I'm learning. And I have reviewed the prepaid warrants as submitted by the Director of Finance and make a motion to have them approved.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye?
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi?
Aye.
Okay, I don't know if you saw the schedule, Mr. Barbado back there, but we had you number 8. But then I thought, you know, if you're going to come here, we're not going to push you through this. We're going to move you up to, I guess, 2. So, number 8 on the agenda is a resolution to approve a license agreement to allow the Arbor Creek Development entrance sign to be located within the town right-of-way. We're gonna discuss and vote on that resolution now. Jim Barbado from Pride Mark Homes is with us. And I know Joe Herbst, our highway superintendent, you might be some good backdrop on this too, based on what has transpired on this situation that got us to the point where we're looking for a license agreement, so.
Sure.
Shoot away, Jim.
All right. Thank you. As I said, we're completing our Arbor Creek community. We're down to just, I think it's 7 to sell now. So we're nearing the end. Construction will finish this year. So when we located, based on town code, where the sign would go, be allowed within town code, it was really down the hill and kind of out of sight and really didn't make a positive impact on the community. So I met with Joe on site. We worked together and located where we thought we could put it, where it would avoid any utilities and be out of his way as far as the plow trucks. We found a spot that made sense, and then I went and to the ZBA and got a variance that allowed that location, and I understand my last step is the license agreement from the town board. So that's why I'm here.
And Joe, I take it you,
Yeah, we looked at it, it makes for a common sense location, even though it's in the right of way based on topo and site distance and whatnot. It's on the back end of the right of way. We had some utility conflicts that we had to relocate it, but it's plenty off, even if I have to shelf or shove back the intersection, it's not in our way.
yeah.
Mowing?
So it's 12 feet, yeah, plenty. And it's back off state road enough where it doesn't
Right.
obstruct site distance down state road either.
It's funny, Jim and I had a meeting at his model home a week or two ago on an unrelated thing, but since I knew this was coming up, I couldn't help but look at the proposed place compared to down the hill where it was originally, and I'm not an engineer or a drainage guy or all that, but it did seem to make sense there, so that's from a layman, not a professional on that, but do the board members have any questions on this from the, any of the documents or?
I don't have a question, I have a comment, in that it certainly is refreshing when we go through the paces and you meet with the people you're supposed to meet with, you check with Joe, and it goes to ZBA, and it comes to us, and that's the way the process is supposed to be. So I want to thank you for going through all of that, but, you know, sometimes things get contentious. It's nice to see that we worked out a common sense solution.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I kind of wandered through it, but we made it there. Thanks.
So I'm going to read this, and then I think that what we've done in the past, at least in my short time when we, on the, Charlie, then you kind of give the chapter and verse of what happens from here
Sure.
on.
The
All
the
right?
one thing, by the way, we're missing, I don't have it, is we need the survey map that shows where the sign's going to be. There's a portion of a map, but I need a little bit more information as to
Okay.
who drew it. And,
Okay, we could send you a map,
because what we will do is.
another map.
We'll attach this to the license agreement that's
Okay.
going to be filed.
Okay.
Send it to Joe, send it to,
You can send it to me. I'll give you my card. You can send it to me at Town Hall.
Okay, well, then I'll try to take the exciting verbiage here and read it as quickly as possible. There's a resolution of the Webster Town Board to permit encroachment into the town right-of-way in the Arbor Creek subdivision, Webster, New York. At a regular meeting of the Town Board of the Webster, Monroe County, New York, held at the Town Board Meeting Room on the 7th day of January 2021. All 5 Town Board members were present. The following resolution is being offered by Supervisor Flaherty. Whereas Pridemark Homes has developed in the area of the town of Webster known as Arbor Creek, located near the intersection of Creekfield Drive and State Road, and whereas certain approvals have been given to Pridemark Homes by Planning Board and Zoning Board of Appeals conditionally for a monument sign to be placed on the entrance of Arbor Creek, and whereas the applicant Pridemark Homes is positing the most feasible location for the placement of such sign within the right-of-way of Creekfield Drive, a town road that seeks such placement, and whereas the applicant has requested relief from the Webster Town Board to allow the proposed sign to exist upon, encroach, and extend into the right-of-way, and whereas the town of Webster has the authority to grant the relief requested and the public good will not be harmed thereby, now therefore be it resolved pursuant to the application of Pridemark Homes, the owner and developer of Arbor Creek Development, and in recognition of the hardship created if the relief sought herein is not granted, the limited detriment to the town of Webster, and upon consideration of all relevant factors, the Webster Town Board hereby allows an erection of an approximately 6-foot by 6-foot frontage, two-sided monument sign with side supports approximately 6 feet in height and 2 feet in width at front, and with approximate total area of 23.56 square feet, which will exist upon, encroach upon, and extend no more than 2 feet in depth into the town of Webster right-of-way of Creekfield Drive, town of Webster. The resolution in no way applies to any other encroachment, violations, or relief sought by the owners, their successors, grantees of signs from any building, structure, or zoning violation which may exist on such premises. The relief is granted upon the following conditions. The proposed sign shall encroach upon the said right-of-way as it exists and the current location is drawn up on the survey map. The existing sign shall not expand to the further encroach onto the right-of-way, nor will it be moved from its permitted place within the right-of-way. Upon the destruction or demolition of the aforesaid sign or any part of it, through natural causes or otherwise, the owners of the sign will not reconstruct it without a specific resolution of the town board authorizing its replacement or reconstruction. The owners of the sign shall be solely responsible for the damage caused by or to the sign as a result of the town's maintenance of said right-of-way, and the owners of the sign, their successors in the signs, further agree to indemnify, defend, and hold the town harmless from any and all loss of damage caused to or by the sign as a result of work done by the town as a result of reasonable and necessary work done by the town within the said right-of-way. In the event of an emergency or if the town deems it necessary or imperative, the town will have the right to remove or take down all or part of said sign without recourse by the owner of the sign to such removal or taking down. This resolution shall in no way affect the rights of any public entities or public utilities in or to said right away. The owners of record of the sign in the town of Webster will enter into a licensing agreement incorporating all of the conditions of the resolution in form and substance as approved by the town attorney, and which will be further provide that the owner and at its expense will record the license agreement in the Monroe County Clerk's office.
Second.
That is the motion being made.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye?
Councilman Capaldi?
Aye.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Will Jim meet Attorney Charlie Genesi, because you're going to get to know him in the next week.
Well, we'll do, I'll give you my card, and you'll be hearing from me as well, so I'll get the map from you.
Thank you.
And by the way, Jim, nice write-up in the DNC.
Oh, thanks.
That was good.
Thank you. Arbor Creek was on Channel 13 as well. If you caught that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, now I've screwed up my paper flow here, Dolly, because we moved 8 to 1, so we already. So this is the, this is a discussion and resolution to authorize the town of Webster to enter into intermunicipal agreements and funding with the County of Monroe for the 2021 Stop DWI program. Am I right in assuming that somehow, Joe, you oversee this?
No, Joe
No.
is there.
Police.
Okay, good. Because there's something that you oversee that I was like, how did you end up overseeing that at the highway department? But it was, whatever. Okay. This is an annual item, is that correct?
That is
Okay. In such, I take it, I don't want to assume anything. Do the board members have any questions or comments on this before we?
No.
Okay. All right. This resolution on January 7th of 2021 of the Webster Town Board authorizing intermunicipal agreement and funding for the Stop DWI program. At a regular meeting of the Town Board of the Town of Webster, Monroe County, at 1002 Ridge Road on January 7th, 2021, the 5 town board members were present. This resolution to enter into, this is a motion to enter into intermunicipal agreements and funding with the County of Monroe for 2021 DWI program. Whereas the town board has the authority pursuant to New York State town law to authorize the supervisor to enter the town into an intermunicipal agreements with the County of Monroe for receipt and use of New York State funding for 2021 Stop DWI program in the amount of $7,752.58 for DWI patrols and for personnel services. And whereas the term of the Stop DWI program agreement shall be from January 1, 2021 through December 31st, 2021, and whereas the Crackdown Stop DWI began on October 1st, 2020 and ends on September 30th, 2021, with funds to be received in the amount of $4,111 annually. Whereas the agreement shall contain such additional terms and conditions as the supervisor deems appropriate, and whereas it is in the public interest to authorize the supervisor to execute these aforesaid agreements on behalf of the town of Webster. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the town of Webster hereby agrees to provide through its police department enhanced anti-DWI services as set forth in the agreement, that this resolution will take effect immediately.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Councilwoman Capaldi?
Aye.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
That takes care of, and you know I'm gonna be, I won't be able to sleep. I'm gonna remember, and I'll probably text you in the morning, Joe, of what was the thing you oversee that just didn't make any sense to me as the highway department superintendent? I'm gonna figure it out. You and I talked about it, I can't remember what it was, but,
There's a lot of things I do that don't make sense.
well, you know, I didn't wanna say it, I'm glad you, okay. All right, Dolly, this is your favorite one, this is the renewal of the permit for the Sunset Valley Trailer Park for calendar year 2021. Yep.
Why is this your favorite one, Dolly?
I'm not sure.
You know-
When it's due.
Okay.
So this is really a matter of housekeeping. We do
It
this every
really
year.
is.
Yes,
It's an annual thing.
yes.
Yeah.
So I would move that we approve the renewal of the permit for the Sunset Valley Trailer Park for the calendar year 2021.
Second.
Councilwoman Capaldi?
Aye.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Okay, and before anybody gets any ideas that I was taking a shot at you with the trailer park thing, we did talk about this earlier. And, just so, it was yeah. Anyway. Just trying to have some fun, right, John?
If nobody wondered before, they certainly do now.
Yeah.
I was going to
well,
say, yeah.
Actually, I'm enjoying this meeting because there's not a lot of controversial things, and God knows we could use a couple of weeks.
Well, let's
of
not
non-
create them, okay?
Thank you. Patty.
Well said, Patty.
That's, you know.
Let's keep it that way.
Okay. Moving along and proving to Councilman Abbott that I might break my record of the shortest board meeting to date. Now, Barbara Ottenscott taught me I shouldn't make these resolutions that authorize the supervisor to sign the agreement, so.
So this is also a bit of housekeeping. We do this every year. And I would move that we authorize the supervisor to sign an agreement with Monroe Veterinary Associates, Animal Hospital of Pittsford, for services through December 31st, 2021.
Second.
Councilwoman Capaldi?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
You threw your voice with the mask.
I think the next two, Josh, you will probably be our presenter, just to kind of get some backdrop on this.
So for number 5, we're looking to go out to bid to procure HVAC preventative maintenance and service. So it's really a 3-part, we're looking for 3 deliverables out of this effort. First is basically a town-wide inventory of all of our facilities' HVAC equipment. Currently, especially at Town Hall, there's numerous furnaces. I think there's over 10 different furnaces varying in age and condition. And we really need to get a better handle on exactly what we have, what condition it's in, and it'll help us actually plan for the future should something break or need to be replaced. We also are looking for preventative maintenance for all of the equipment, and this is basically for Town Hall, the court building, the sewer treatment plant, the highway garage, and the rec center. And then procurement and installation, so basically how they would handle installation of new equipment when the time comes. So this really came about, it was brought to several people's attention that we seem to be spending a high amount to keep our equipment running. So we figured, much like the cleaning contract, we would take a more global approach to see if we could achieve a better economy of scale if we bid it all together rather than having several different vendors at different facilities. So we've put together a schedule here. We're looking to go out to bid next week, on the 13th of January. We have built-in inspections at the various facilities for any potential bidders to come through and inspect the equipment to help them put together their proposal. We have a week that will allow them to submit questions or clarifications to us, and then we would then respond to all of the interested parties. And we're looking to basically submit the bid submission due date would be in mid-February, and then we would conduct interviews of the respondents and then form a little selection committee and ultimately select an HVAC vendor with the hope of saving some money.
Josh, I have one question.
Sure.
And I don't want to open Pandora's box on this one because it ties to our next resolution, where we're looking for new equipment in the library space. Of course, there's been a lot of questions from the board as to why that is when we don't own the building. And I think we've all been apprised of that, and I'm sure we'll get into it in the next resolution. But would you not include that in this? No, I know it is, but
Oh, you
what
mean the
about maintenance?
The maintenance?
Yeah.
I
Well-
don't think it was included, right?
Not for that. My understanding, we had originally proposed to put the two of these together, but because the public library is a rented facility and they have a board of directors that they report to, it's a little different situation with the library in that they received a state grant to replace one of their units. So they're primarily looking for the installation component.
No, I understand, but moving forward, we're going to have some HVAC equipment there that's going to need maintenance and service over time.
Yes. And
Is that something we wouldn't handle with this?
well, they currently are under contract with a vendor, so
Okay.
we couldn't really,
Okay,
we had to honor the contract they're currently in, but
Yep.
down the road, that's not to say we couldn't include them once that contract expires.
all right,
Yeah,
thank you, that
I
makes
suppose
sense.
they could be added on. Yeah,
Yeah.
if
Okay.
they're agreeable.
So as part of your research, I just want to put it out there that Josh and his team did call other municipalities regarding this process, and some other municipalities have been through this process and have seen significant savings. So I think this is a great idea, and I appreciate the fact that you and your team went and did all the research and put this forward.
Thanks.
Okay.
Bill, Barry, anything on this?
No, I think it's a good idea.
I do too.
We should move forward.
Okay. Make a motion to resolution to solicit bids for the preventative maintenance and service of the HVAC equipment at town facilities to be advertised on the January 13th, 2021.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Capaldi?
Aye.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Okay, I make a further motion to resolution to solicit bids for the procurement and installation of new HVAC equipment at the Webster Public Library to be advertised on January 13th, 2021.
Second.
Okay.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Capaldi?
Aye.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
And I just wanted, Patty, your question was a very good one about why we wouldn't have the library thing within the
Well, and
first
I was
resolution.
talking strictly maintenance, not,
Right,
Yes.
and it got me thinking that, you know, this, those two resolutions and what we're doing are kind of a microcosm of what we've experienced in the last year. One, we're taking 7 individual facilities that kind of operated 7 individually in how we got bids or contracts, like for cleaning and all that, and we've been consolidating those, and we've had some pretty good success with savings on cleaning, janitorial, lawn cutting, all that type of stuff. But we also have run into the situation that the library is an odd man out. And not even so much because it's a rented facility, but because we can't.
It's not really our
We don't
jurisdiction.
control
not.
their budget.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't want this to come out the wrong way, but when we did the cleaning bid, we asked the library board and Terry, would you like to be in this bid? Because, the annual cost to clean the library was going to be less than what they currently have it on using, and it's their option, and they opted to stay out of our global bid. That's their option.
Yes,
And where I'd like to think, they're under contract right now for their HVAC maintenance. If when that is out of contract and they look at maybe the savings of coming under the scope of whatever, we get from this process, but they may like their vendor and
it's
stay with
it's
it.
their choice,
It's their choice.
certainly. Yep.
It's different, but it is what it is. Anyway, hopefully that wasn't TMI for everybody, but, well, the next one, what is it, Charlie? Is it called Hurry Up and Wait? A little backstory on this for anybody who watches these meetings and follows along minutes. On the December 17th town board meeting, we did a resolution to have a public hearing tonight to discuss the residency or lack thereof of the town engineer. Basically, we're proposing a resolution tonight, a motion to rescind that resolution number 333 that was on December 17th for a scheduled public hearing to enact a local law permitting the town of Webster engineer to reside anywhere in Monroe County or an adjoining county within the state. That's the motion. If any of the board members have any questions of why we're doing that or any whatever,
Yeah, I do.
please.
So, say we're looking for another engineer, right? And he does not live in Monroe County. By rescinding this, he would have to live in Monroe County, right? I mean, do we want to shut that
Look,
door?
For you, because the way I understood it, Charlie, is that this leaves it open to bring it back.
All we're doing is rescinding the public hearing, basically.
Thank you.
Okay,
We can still bring back this particular resolution, legislation, if you wish.
If need be.
Yes. That's the way I understood it from Tom.
Correct.
all right, so just say hypothetically we had the public hearing. It would be a local law, right?
It was going to be a local law,
Right.
correct.
So if we held a public hearing, do we have to do this? It would just be a law that we could hire an engineer from outside Monroe County, if we so chose, correct?
I don't know
If
about
we had, if we
out-
still had, if we had the public hearing, yes.
Right,
Well, when you say
And,
out,
and if
Oh,
it was
wait,
passed
adjoining.
by the town board.
right.
I want semantic. When you said outside Monroe County, be aware that it's. If we did this, it would be anywhere in Monroe County.
Anywhere in Monroe County,
Adjoining,
correct,
Which I
yeah,
think adjoining
right.
is only Wayne. Is that correct?
That's the intent, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I would say that we should be a little more specific, because there are other
Well,
adjoining counties to Monroe.
I don't have the resolution in front of me.
Okay.
This is just the,
Just to rescind it.
this is just the précis of it for the purpose of this, yes.
Yeah.
The intent was any town within Monroe County and any adjoining county to the town of Webster,
Okay,
ergo.
all right, that
Wayne
makes more
County.
sense, thank you.
I don't want this to be, there's no need for the public hearing tonight. And there's been a lot, hopefully if we hire this person, ideally, I think it would be a town resident. That's the way our town code and law is written right now, Charlie.
That's actually town law, correct.
Right. I don't want to belabor the point.
No, okay.
Nope.
Okay, I make a motion to rescind Resolution 333, which was adopted and voted on the December 17th, 2020 board meeting, that scheduled a public hearing on January 7th, 2021 board meeting to enact a local law permitting a town of Webster engineer to reside anywhere in Monroe County or in an adjoining county of Webster within the state of New York.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye?
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Councilwoman Capaldi?
Aye.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
And the last item on the docket tonight, I don't know, Paul, I feel like you haven't gotten any time tonight. Usually you dominate,
Usually.
usually.
So
So
not
you
much for me tonight.
want to bring
I,
up the rear here?
Well,
or-
I think this is actually more Joe than I.
Is it really?
It's all highway.
Oh, it's the highway
highway
department if I would have looked
He
closer.
tried to slide you in.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
Made the effort.
I could make a comment or two.
Well, I saw asset and I thought, finance guy.
Right.
Joe, you're getting rid of that Hoover cleaner?
Yeah, it's just about 15 years old and it doesn't suck anymore.
Kind of like
Okay.
that leaf machine you had.
Is there anything on here, Barry, from your background in the highway department that looks shady to you, or that they're getting, I mean, the fact that we're getting rid of a 19-year-old Snap-on tire machine,
Well, that's pushing it a little bit.
okay.
And a 16-year-old truck.
What's a Western,
17,
It's time for that to retire.
Yeah,
no pun
what's a
intended.
Western plow?
it's a manufacturer.
Oh, well, there you have it.
It comes with a cowboy.
I was gonna say, is this a lasso or whatever? Okay. All
There's Western and then there's English. And one way you sit sideways when you're
right,
plowing.
Bill, we're gonna get out of here,
You sit
okay?
forward.
We're gonna get out of here, all right? You know something?
I remember a discussion of what is a dump body? Is that a verb in a, or is it an item?
Okay.
I would move that we
Thank you.
declare the following as asset transfers or surplus from Webster Highway Department. Vacuum cleaner Hoover Elite, asset tag 06085, going to recycle. 2004 Chevy bucket truck, asset number 06539, is going to auction. Western plow 02378 is going to auction. 2001 Snap-on tire machine 02355 to recycle.
Second.
Councilwoman Capaldi?
Aye?
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
He spoke up
Aye.
this time. Good.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Okay, well, if it's numbers across the screen for anybody at home, the call-in number is 585-872-7011. While we see if any calls come in, we'll go around the room. We'll start with
Okay.
Highway Superintendent Joe Herbst, soon to be retired.
What's that?
Nothing?
Quiet out there, Mother Nature's playing very nice, so we're at the gaining ground doing drainage work and tree work and gaining ground on next year's agenda.
Great. Charlie?
Well, the court's being effectively closed down, not a lot's going on, so.
Yeah, and, I was going to ask you because this guy, he almost gave me a heart attack a week or so ago. We're in a meeting and he says, "Oh yeah, my guys have started to clear the land next to the highway garage." Well, I swung around and I'm like, "We have not closed on it yet."
No, we have not. We're waiting for, I've been talking to Superintendent Herbst, and we are awaiting a new survey of the property. So I expect this will be done shortly, but we need a new survey and new measurements.
Is this that RG&E thing?
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
We gotta take a
Who's doing the survey?
Al LaRue.
Still
Bill?
have to take a resolution on it to spend the money.
Huh?
We have to take a resolution to spend the money.
I think we did. pretty certain, and Dolly, if you wouldn't mind
To
it-
purchase the property?
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
We did? I
Yeah,
couldn't
we
remember.
Yeah.
agreed it to spend up to, I think, 65, a next certain dollar amount.
Yep,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
That may
Yeah,
have
because
been when I was out.
I remember we didn't know how much the title policy was gonna be, so we did a resolution that kind of went up to like 65,000.
Correct.
5,000?
And we're gonna come in less than that because,
That was probably done when I was out.
or you came in with painkillers. And we
I-
shouldn't
I-
count
I
your
did-
votes then.
Remember when we
I
said
did
we
not
weren't
drive
going
when I
to
was on
get
painkillers.
into any sort of controversy?
Oh, that's right. Wow. I think everybody knows Bill is not controversial. He took the painkillers if he had to for a, yeah. Anyway.
For his brand
uh,
new knee.
That's right. Did I just do a HIPAA violation?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
No, you're not the provider.
Oh, okay. Barry?
That's enough.
Yeah. Oh, and I wanted to say, it's been a pretty nice process with Chief and Lieutenant Brad and with Brayton and the path we've gone down on finding the
We're
the
moving
next
along,
police.
we're moving
Yeah.
along nicely.
Yeah, and we're about to bring you into the fold, Patty.
I did get several emails with information yesterday.
Yeah, and thanks
So that I
for
could catch-
accepting that.
I
Happy
couldn't
to.
open the stupid email from Brayton.
Anything, Patty?
I don't have anything to add.
Mhm. Dolly, you know we wait for last
I know,
with you.
I'm
All right.
Is it your one
So
still?
now we're going to go back. We
Your new one?
Paul.
I was able to open his part of it.
What's going on? We just wrapped up 2020, so we're busy doing all the year-end reconciliations, getting ready for our audit team,
Do anything.
our audit firm to come in soon. So that keeps us busy. It's a busy time of year, so it takes a few weeks. It's a couple of month process actually before it's done. So other than that, everything's good.
Josh?
I have nothing new to report this evening.
Do I got to take you to lunch next week?
No, not till they open up for indoor dining again in the city.
Oh,
So,
that's right,
You know,
yeah.
save your nickels and dimes. You're gonna
Okay,
need them.
well.
I will be fasting for 3 days prior to the.
I kind of thought when you started to ask these long-winded questions tonight, I'm like, you're not getting a lunch on this, so why are you doing this?
Well, I just wanted to thank and give recognition to our Webster EMS and ECALs. They've had a tremendous amount of calls come in the last couple of months with the spikes and other things. And, you know, you've got young kids literally sleeping in their garage and cots down where they're stationed right now and putting in tremendous hours under amazing stress. And I just want to give thanks to Ahmed and his team for their dedication and the hours that they're putting in. They're having a difficult go of it lately, so
I dropped him off some goodies today.
thank you very much, Barry.
And
So,
also, I heard from a third party that Ahmed, and I know he was very passionate about this, but it was mostly due to his efforts in speaking up that the EMS and first responders were able to receive vaccines in a timely manner. So that was
thanks
a
for
lot-
pointing that out.
That was
Yeah.
a lot of his work
It
and
was.
his advocacy.
We were talking about this before, that Ahmed told us on Tuesday that he talked to his crew and they would be willing and able to man any rapid test sites that we could get here in Webster and/or vaccination venues. I don't know if they have, well, EMTs, I would imagine you have to have some medical.
Sure.
They don't want guys like Barry, you and I running around with hypodermic needles.
They don't?
They don't.
That would be
Barry.
dangerous.
They're just afraid you'll stick somebody in the
That's,
neck.
Does that mean I
Well-
gotta throw away all the ones I got at home?
well,
Oh, here we go.
oh, dear goodness gracious.
Here we
But
go.
we're.
I give myself shots.
You've heard me say many times, the team effort, all right? This was Tuesday at our department head meeting. Ahmed brings it up, we're willing and able, his crew. Terry Bennett from the library, Chris Bilo from the rec center, we can make our facilities, which are the most common ones that you would use, let's face it, the library and the rec center would be the ones most suitable for any of these venues. They were all in. What can we do? This and that. It's pretty, you gotta love it. I mean, you gotta love when people jump in like that. Problem is, and we talked about this earlier, it's a long shot in the immediate future that we're gonna get either one of those here in Webster. It's a supply-demand issue. You know, as Dr. Mendoza says on these calls that we've been on, Patty, look, you know, everybody wants a rapid test place, but we don't have the tests to open up new ones, and/or we don't have the staff. Now, hopefully, the fact that we can say that, well, we might have the staff will help, but I think that the lack of the tests would, and then the vaccination
That's a
venue
long- that's
is
a real long shot.
Real different kettle of fish. when
I
you
was,
got-
I was going to comment that unless you're, you know, looking to put 6,700 people in a football stadium, you could get them really quick.
There you go.
Dolly, I think 5 minutes has gone by, and we will end with your wise words of paying taxes.
The 2021 town and county tax bills have been sent out, and based on, I believe, Tuesday's activity, we have well over 200 people in our building coming in. So if anyone hasn't received their bill, just notify our office and we can mail it out or email one out to anyone. And I do want to say, though, it appears as though many of the taxpayers are using our Dropbox.
Good.
I don't know if it's what we went through during school's tax collection. We also have put some signage outside, some A-frame signage boards, and directing people to the Dropbox, because I think that was an issue last school collection season, that people weren't able to locate it. So I think it's working well. We're seeing a lot of people using it.
Good, good. Well, gang, I think we gave them well over 5 minutes. Apparently, nobody at home wants to call in. We answered all their questions, so this meeting is adjourned.